All right, here we go. We have Chuck D, one of the most prolific voices in music.
Cut out. You know, Vlad, we go back before 8-tracks, Cadillacs, and Similacs when we were all in the little small cubicles.
Yeah, man. You know, the lead vocalist of Public Enemy, who I consider to be the greatest socially conscious rapper of all time.
I don't know about that, but I will tell you,
I'll give you that.
That there's a lot of people that's out there that's nervous when they come to Vlad's TV network. And you know, in our communications throughout the years, you know, you'll hit me up and I said, Vlad, I'm not talking to you, man.
Well, yeah, our last interview was about 10 years ago.
10 years ago.
And over those 10 years.
And over those 10 years,
yeah,
what?
We've been talking the whole time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I said, you know what? It's good to see people out there talking, filling space. You really, I knew it was that time to talk to you. You know why?
Why is that?
John Salley.
It's my man.
When you and John Salley get together, it's that chemistry. And you know, John Salley, he's been like the guru of basketball and sports for the longest period of time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Salley also comes from the school of the leadership of Isaiah.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, whenever I run into Salley back in the day, Pistons, PE, you know, kindred spirits, I wear this University of Georgia shirt. And I'm the type of dude that seriously, like if you saw a shirt one day, you will see it again somewhere. You know, maybe not back to back, but if I'm on tour, you might see it back to back. And Salley would be like, man, Chuck, get that shirt off your chest. And he'd go into this whole spiel on how the University of Georgia was founded. It's up in Athens, plantation owners, a confederacy and all that. And, you know, he went to Tech. So I said, all right, Salley. And I liked it because of Dominique Wilkins and the colors and all that. I didn't, you know, but you know, you can't look up everything. And then when you looked it up, I said, all right, I'll make sure I don't wear it around you, Salley. But I like the shirt, man. You know? But and coincidentally, you know, my dad in his later stages, you know, retired as the housing supervisor at Georgia Tech. So go figure. So yeah,
small world.
Seeing John Salley as a cultural, you know, figurehead from sports, seeing that thing, I said, all right, you know, let me go do one day with Vlad. This is before all this stuff happened.
Yeah.
Because I would reach out to Salley and I'll reach out to you and say, y'all got a good thing going.
Yeah, you said that we have the best sports show.
You do.
On
you
the
got
internet.
the best, yeah, on the internet and also visually, and it's good. You ask him good questions, and he's well-rounded delivering answers, and he's the nerd clown as well as the jock. He's a lot of different things. I called John Salley. He was the Forrest Gump of The Last Dance, because he was in every sequence, man. It's like
Detroit,
dude,
with the Bulls.
No, even before that, Georgia Tech in the college years, and it's like, yo, man, it's like, dude, man, you Forrest Gump of The Last Dance.
You know, and I also just did Craig Hodges.
Right.
And I guess you contributed or you did a quote for his book or something like that?
Yeah. And Craig is also one of those guys. Those guys that came along that understood that what they was in was bigger than what it was. And therefore they had a knowledge, accountability, and responsibility beyond, you know, whatever they was throwing at the court at these guys.
Oh, yeah. No, his story, if he were doing what he did today, with social media being what it is, you know, without a couple of, you know, he only had a couple of news outlets during his day that pretty much buried his story about how he got blacklisted from the NBA because of the letter he gave to George H.W. Bush.
Right.
If that was on today, he would be an icon.
Well, you always need old heads to bring up what happened to his actuality. You can't rely on the media to bring you flashbacks. Right. Although ESPN was peeling a lot of stuff from the archives during the pandemic. Right. But I would tell you this much is that, you know, you have to always keep things in currency. Like Craig Hodges, yes, he did wear dashiki to the White House with George Bush. And, you know, yes, Craig Hodges did win the three-point championship like a couple years in a row before y'all thought, you know, the three-point line and the step-back tray was something. Craig Hodges did do that, and he got some rings too alongside MJ. So I mean,
he got 4 rings. He got 2 more rings with the Lakers.
With the Lakers,
yeah, exactly.
So you know, as basketball or sports and also music and entertainment, we always thought it was you know, important to propel each other. Although in entertainment, it was just the wild, wild west and all go for broke and lack of management, lack of administration. And that did, you know, as basketball rose up, you know, hip hop splintered into a bunch of different areas. You know, one thing that would get me, you would see somebody who was totally unaccountable in music because they're doing their particular thing. Yeah, this is person, they're not gonna show up here, they're gonna maybe think whatever would happen. But this same person would do a movie and be on the movie set at 7 in the morning and never bring his posse to the movie. That was you know, everybody would conform to the film industry, but kind of like stepchild and stepladder hip hop, like this is like nothing. And I always saw that you know, being a lifer in this thing to bring our respectability as a genre, an unofficial union, you know, to that we were fantastic too, just like the NBA. They called themselves fantastic. We were fantastic. You know, we're the flash and the dash. We're the entertainer.
Yeah.
You know, and the athletes were the athletes. And then in the 90s, they all kind of you know, Iverson was the key figure in that.
Right. I think he was the one that brought hip hop to the NBA. Before him, everyone was pretty much straight-laced. He came in with the cornrows and the baggy clothes.
David Stern fought against that, man.
Yeah.
Very clearly, I remember David Stern fighting against that even when it came down to hip-hop songs in the arenas. I may shut him down specifically for a team like the Knicks ready to play defense. I mean, I made that record for a lot of different records, but I said, we'll deliver parts so if you're in an arena, you could go, shut him down, shut him down, boom, 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 boom. And it would stop just like that, just so it would fit in the flow of the game. And the NBA was like, you know, that's that hip hop shit, man. You're trying to stay far away from that. And the minute that they couldn't stop it, I think was the '98 All-Star game in the Garden. That's when hip hop was fully like embraced. Stern couldn't do any more about it. He's just like, listen, I can't, you know. I used to always ask the question and wonder, I'm like, what happens when all these players, and I'm asking this question around the turn of the 90s, Salley will tell you, because you didn't see too many of this go on before that, tattoos. I said, what's gonna happen when cats are putting tattoos on their bodies with their own brands, and suppose they wanna advertise on their own? What are they gonna tell them to cover the tattoos?
I mean, they're doing that now. Remember J.R. Smith put a Supreme tattoo on his leg and they made him cover it up.
Crazy, right?
Yeah.
It's called the bad haircut, man. After a while, if it's a bad haircut, you're not gonna stop the bad haircut.